going to be reinventing the Mufaletta today. We're doing a Middle Eastern version with some roasted vegetables and a Middle Eastern chutney from Snooty Food. And then we are doing an Italian kind of version of a Mufaletta, which traditionally is done on boule-style bread, sometimes with the meat, sometimes without, served warm, has a pesto often, and a sauce. Sometimes it's then battered and fried. Traditionally it would have olives and onions, and we're just doing it a little bit differently with some ingredients available in the wintertime from the market. This is a boule made by Litchfield bread, and I'm cutting it in half. Well, I guess it wouldn't be half. I'm taking the top off, I'm taking the lid off, so that I have a nice flat base to work with. I'm just keeping them warm on my griddle so that I'm ready, and then I tear out the top so I can get a nice dome of slaw, like that.
What do you do with the extra bread?
Give it to my children because they're always hovering around, so I just feed them like I feed the ducks to keep them away. Today we roasted in the oven 2 eggplant, 425 degrees, basically until they pop or until they smell real fragrant. And we just peeled them and dumped them into the bowl. Nothing fancy. I don't like to prick or cut them in half. I find if they're whole, they peel easier. So we also just put in a couple of cups of chickpeas. So we're gonna do kind of just a quick smashed eggplant dish. It's actually kind of Middle Eastern as well, called like a baba ganoush, which is traditionally made with tahini, but we're just going to smash up these nice and tender chickpeas with some roasted eggplant for the base or the meat of our sandwich. I'm going to throw in a little bit of olive oil that I've gotten from the olive oil company. Recipes will be on the website, the LHFoodSystems.org. I think I even did that right, so please be impressed. I'm going to throw some salt. I like iodized sea salt. And then I'm going to try to impress you with my garlic. Woo! That was very impressive. I'm just going to roll them, and then I'm going to smash them under a flat knife. And then I'm going to take the root end off, and there it is. Not all that complicated. This is Rich's garlic from Spice Bush Farm. Locally grown. Very, very fragrant. Still nice and firm even in the middle of the winter. And don't be afraid of bolting garlic. Bolting garlic does not get bitter. It mellows, so you might find that you need to use more of it. But I actually made a brisket roast last night, and I took all the alliums, or all the bulbs that I had in the house that were bolting, shallots, garlic, onion, and then I bought some leek, and I made the brisket with all my bolting bowls, and it came out incredible. That'll be featured in a few weeks. So whatever method you're comfortable with. Excuse my fingers. You just want to get it smashed enough so the eggplant isn't stringy, and some of the chickpeas are broke up. If you have tender chickpeas, you want that kind of whole feeling, not just mushy. And I'm going to take a Mufaletta, and actually in this case I'm going to take a little bit out the bottom as well. Excuse my hand. I'm going to throw in a little bit of our base here. This is going to be fun to cut. No laughter, please. And then I prepared earlier a coleslaw made of winter greens. And I'm just going to show you quickly what I did. This is mandolin. You can also use your food slicer function in your food processor. You just want to be really gentle that you don't get it real thick. And I've got raw Brussels sprouts, and it's simply grating the raw Brussels sprouts to a thin thickness. Fennel, same thing. Don't push too hard. Just get some of that fennel in it thin. Very thin. You can add green onions. I prefer not to. I like the flavor to be kind of simple. A little bit of green parsley, excellent for your health. Flat leaf parsley, please excuse me, Italian parsley. And this, not necessarily available locally in the winter, but available, I think, late season. This is a broccoli rub or a broccolini. This is actually a cross between asparagus and broccoli. If you're familiar with the cottontail and broccoli dish, they can use this where you have as much of the leaf as you do the bud. Very tasty, very sweet, and you use all the way down the stem. So this is what you have here. And then simply add a good quality extra virgin olive oil and a whole lot of pepper. I prefer cracked pepper, but that was in the other box. Every weekend I have an other box, and it has whatever I've forgotten in it, and so I have to improvise. And you toss it, and if it sits on the counter for a while, it's just as well, because it'll blend. And I've chosen because I have garlic in here, and I have garlic in the pesto or the topping that I'm using. I've chosen not to add any onion or garlic to this. Keep it real simple. I'm going to take a top. Remember, I pulled the top out, and I'm going to fill it with this, but I'm going to do a secret weapon first, so it sticks. I'm going to use some fresh goat cheese. You can use any soft cheese. Cream cheese is fine, but this is Beltane Farm goat cheese, local again. And then I took some of Winding Hill Drive's caramelized balsamic onion garlic jam, which they are sampling over there. I did it in the microwave, put a little bit of olive oil in it to make it thin, and I'm going to put that in here too as my pesto. I know it's a reach, but I'm allowed. Spread it around. You want to get good coverage on these things, otherwise your bites won't get it, especially in a tasting when you're splitting up among a lot of people. And this is the thing you gotta love about New Orleans. New Orleans, one person eats one of these. And this is actually a small one. Okay, then I'm gonna load in my slaw. Remember, we have parsley, fennel, Brussels sprouts, Savoy cabbage. More the better, in my opinion. And then I found this on the last sandwich I made. I kind of had to flip the bottom over instead of the top. This is the part I like.
So that's enough for the two of us here?
I got 8 pieces out of this last time. I know you're hovering. So let's see how I can do here. Just gonna take. Big smile. Oh no, I lost my stuffing. I lost your stuffing. Time you do it a little bit differently, and that's the thing, is you can do it differently. Whatever you have. I'm a big fan of making refrigerator soups and sandwiches.